Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Victoria. I'm a mum of 5 in the UK. On this channel I do home education, homemaking, low income living, the occasional charity shop haul and the occasional rant. Like a good rant. I'm outside doing the chickens and one of my kids is hogging the toilet and I'm desperate for the toilet. And I thought, what can I do to take my mind off it? I'll do my voiceover. So I'm doing my voiceover. Now, we live on a low income and that's fine because we can cope with it. And one of the ways I cope is if I need something and it's going for free, I'm not embarrassed about it. I found this chair outside a house 2 streets away from where I live. It's quite a big clean house, and a couple of weeks before, 2 of our dining chairs, for our kitchen table, 2 of our dining chairs are broke, and they had a load of dining chairs outside their house, and I'd had 2 of them, and and they've been clean and they work and all that, right? I've been looking out for a little armchair because in my bedroom at night, we all just sit in my bedroom at night, and I'd got an armchair from the charity shop for my oldest son because he was getting a bit big to sit on the bed. There weren't a lot of room, he was sitting on the floor. Even though he said he was alright, I thought he can't be very comfy like that. So I got an armchair from the charity shop, put it in my bedroom, and my second oldest son took it over. And there wasn't really room for another armchair, but I thought if I move round my room, because there's not much room in my room, but if I move round, there'd be room for like a really small armchair. So I was looking out for a really small armchair, and this chair is the perfect size. It's exactly what I needed, and it was outside this house, and I walked past it about 2 or 3 times and didn't get it because I wasn't sure whether to get it, and also I was like, how am I going to carry it back, or I forgot, or I was like, I was walking to shop and I thought I'd get that on the way home, but then I'd go home a different way and I'd forget. So anyway, about the 3rd or 4th time I walked past this house, this chair's still there, and I'm thinking, well, nobody else is going to take it, and it is exactly what I need. So maybe it's meant to be, So what I did was I checked it and I lifted the cushion to check the underneath was all right and all that. Took it home, but I had to take my oldest son, who's nearly 15, to help me carry it back. He said he could have managed it on his own, but I was like, I don't want you on your back, so we'll do it together. So we got it back. I flea treated it for fleas, because I was still, even though I found it on the street, for some reason I was still funny about it, even though I'd already had dining chairs. Because I was telling myself, it's no different than buying it from the charity shop. If they'd have donated it to the charity shop and I'd have then paid 50 quid for it. So yeah, I flea treated it, and when it had been flea treated, I brought it in the house, and I got out this machine I use for cleaning carpets, and I put the proper stuff in, not just washing up liquid, the proper stuff for cleaning carpets, and I cleaned the entire thing. And then the next day, I had to move these shelves that my late mother-in-law left us, that usually go in the corner next to the armchair. So I had to move them out, clean them. I was ashamed at how dusty they were. Found loads of random stuff down the side of the chair where the shelves had been, like airbrush, dry baby wipes, all kinds of things. So I cleaned out that space. Then I shoved the armchair up into that space, so there was room for the new armchair next to it. My plan was I was going to move my toddler's little chest of drawers for his clothes next to where I'd moved them shelves, but it just didn't fit. And I tried to move the telly stand, but it just wouldn't move. It would not move, and there was that many wires, and my computer that I do my videos on is on there, and the DVD player's on there, and it was just, me and my son just could not move it, and I didn't want to risk unplugging loads of wires that needed to be plugged in and getting in a mess or breaking something. So we left the telly stand where it was. I put the chest of drawers the other side of it, And then a little tub I've got with like random clothes and blankets and things. I put that next to the drawers, not drawers, next to the shelves, which we'll see in a minute. And I was all hot and sweaty by this point, and I was starting to regret it. I was thinking, what have I got myself bloody into here? I start these things, and you know, because it's a small space, yeah, it's moving the stuff you found. But finally, we've got everything in place. I cleaned the floor. Me and my teenage son, who doesn't always like his face on film, so he didn't mind this because it was the back of him. We carried this chair up the stairs. I finally got it in place. And it's actually, and like most of our furniture in our house is mismatched because I've either been given it or I've took it when it's free or I bought it from the charity shop. I think the only things that are generally new is beds. With the exception of my daughter's bed now, but you've already seen that video. So yeah, it's all mismatched, but it's comfy. My oldest son's got somewhere to sit of an evening now when we watch the telly. So me and my 3 youngest kids are on the bed. My oldest son's got his own armchair now. My second oldest son's got his own armchair now. We've still got the chest of drawers in there, so we can put our tray with our drinks and stuff on it there, on that. And we're all comfy and we're all together and we can watch telly in bed. So yeah, you'll have to excuse the fact that the room's really cluttered, but that's how big the room is. That's what I've got to work with. I'm doing my best here and it's clean. So yeah, we was really pleased with that. And I'm glad I got it. And I've delayed doing this voiceover, so the chair's been in place a couple of weeks now. And I'm really glad I got it. And it just shows you that sometimes, you know, the thing you need will just appear. If only that were the case all the time. But yeah, sometimes an opportunity presents itself when you're on a low income and the thing you need is there. And you just got to not be embarrassed and go for it. It's like the big bookcase in our living room. Somebody was offering that free and I was like, yeah, I'll have it. And I forgot to tell my husband I'd gone out. This was a couple of years ago, and he opened the door and somebody stood there with a bookcase, and he texted me and he went, somebody's at the door with a bookcase. I was like, yeah, it's for us. Let them in. Anyway, so if you like that video, please subscribe. I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Hopefully now I can go use the toilet, eh? Bye-bye.